Hi guys, welcome to the first Literary Teens Craft. My name is Nakia, I'm the host for this program. So today we're doing a theme of introductions since we're all meeting each other for the first time on Friday. And I thought, what's the thing that people normally do when they're introducing things? And the answer I came up with was go out for food or give them some food or something like that. So today we are going to make rock candy. If you see here, I made a trial batch the other day. It is not perfect, but there was some candy starting to form. If you look down here in the syrup, there is a large chunk of sugar, and that would be because I oversaturated my solution. So that is something that you're going to want to watch out for when you are making your own sugar. It was pretty easy to do. So the first thing you're going to do, and you're probably going to want to do this the night before because it has to completely dry, is you're going to take your stick and you're going to make it wet. You're going to take some sugar and just pour it right on top so that it sticks to the moist part of your stick. So this is called seeding your stick. You want to make sure that you have a lot of sugar on your stick because that is what the rock candy is going to grow on. If you don't have enough sugar, your rock candy is not going to grow very well. So what I'm going to do is I am going to moisten my hand with some more water, and then I'm going to flick it at the sugar that's on my stick. You can't pour the water directly on or else all the sugar that is already on your stick will dissolve. After you pour the extra water on, you're just going to dump more sugar onto your stick, and that is the entire reason why we made it wet again in the first place, because you really want to make sure you get a good seed. When you are done seeding your stick, it should look something like this. Then you're going to put it on a paper towel and put it aside and let it sit for the night. The initial ratio you're going to go for is 1 cup of water to 2 cups of sugar. So what I've done is I don't want to make a recipe quite that big. I'm only going to make 1 mason jar, so I've cut it down to 1/4 of water and 1/2 cup of sugar. Then you're going to mix your sugar and your water until it has completely dissolved. A good way to check if you're ready to stop stirring is by tilting the bowl away from you. So as you can see, I have a lot of little sugar grains left, but I've been stirring for quite a while, so I think that's the part of the sugar that is not going to dissolve in this step, and we're going to move on to step 2 then. For this next step, you're going to bring your pot to the stove. I also brought my sugar beside the stove because you're going to be adding more in, and I don't want to leave the sugar alone on the stove. Remember during this step to always exercise safety precautions like keeping the handle on the side. Please keep in mind that sugar, when it is heated like this, is very hot and very hard to get off your skin. So if you need to put on long sleeves like I'm wearing, make sure they're down all the way, and put on an apron if you have nothing else. So now you're going to turn your pot on. You're going to turn it on to medium heat and stir your solution until it starts to boil. So here my little mixture is starting to sizzle, so it's going to go a little while longer before it starts boiling, but we're going to instantly turn it down after it starts boiling because we do not want it to burn like it is on the side over here. So here's a good amount of boiling, so turning it down now until it reaches a low boil. Notice how there is no more sugar at the bottom of my pot, because all of it has been dissolved. Now you're going to take your sugar and grab as much as you initially put in water. So whether you put in 1 cup of water or 1/4 cup like I did, you're going to now add that to your boiling solution, and you're going to mix that in until it is dissolved. You're going to keep doing this until no more of the mixture will dissolve into your water. So apparently I do not learn from my mistakes, because if you can see, there's a lot of sugar left in this pot and on my thing. So I am going to have to add more water. Don't worry if yours ends up looking like this too. you're just going to have to add more water as well. You are going to want to be very careful if you do end up adding extra water in, because that is when it starts to get a little bit more violent than it was before. So you're going to have to be watchful and maintain your distance. So mine is back to a boil at the stage it was before now, and I am going to see if I need to add any more. Here, there's a little chunk of sugar that came off of my mixing spoon, or whisk, and that is just pure sugar that is no longer dissolving into my solution. So I am going to turn off my heat, because it is super saturated now, and we're going to let it cool for 20 minutes. Make sure that your solution is clear like this after it has stopped boiling. If it looks cloudy or murky, you have too much sugar in your solution. The library is not going to be providing any flavorings or food colorings, but I am going to demonstrate right now that you would add it in at this moment. I just poured in some vanilla, that's probably quite a bit. Good thing it's so sugary. And then I'm going to stir it in. Now you're just going to take your very dry and very crystallized stick, and you're going to put a clothespin at the top so that you can insert it into your formula. So you can actually fit 2 in if you need to, but I'm just going to do 1 for demonstration purposes. And then you're going to take this and go put it in a sunny location. Leave your sugar for 5 to 10 days. After you've finished your experiment, you should have some rock candy. Hopefully yours will be a little bit better than this, because this was my first attempt and I made many mistakes. But even if it does turn out like this, it's still going to taste delicious. If you need any materials, you can fill out the form, and then you can pick it up anytime at the library as long as we're open. Hope you have a good time.